Welcome to this week's edition of Gene and Cell Therapy Updates, covering the latest breakthroughs. Brought to you by LucidQuest, Capsida Therapeutics has received FDA clearance of its IND for CAP003, a gene therapy targeting Parkinson's disease with GBA mutations. This therapy is uniquely designed to cross the blood-brain barrier via intravenous delivery. Phase 1-2 trials are expected to begin dosing in the third quarter of 2025. Sarepta Therapeutics has paused dosing and suspended shipments of ELEVIDYS after 2 cases of fatal acute liver failure in non-ambulatory patients. The study is now on hold while a new immune regimen is evaluated. Further dosing will depend on alignment with the FDA. New long-term data from Brainstorm Cell Therapeutics show that 9 out of 10 ALS patients treated with NurOwn survive 5 or more years post-symptom onset. The median survival was 6.8 years, with 60% still alive at 7 years. These results support an upcoming Phase 3B trial. BioRestorative Therapies reports that its BRTX-100 therapy led to over 74% of patients achieving more than 50% functional improvement at 52 weeks in chronic lumbar disc disease. Additionally, more than 72% experienced over 50% pain reduction. No serious adverse events were reported. In a 13-year follow-up study, all 10 patients treated with the Hemophilia B gene therapy maintained stable factor IX levels. Annual bleeding episodes dropped from an average of 14 to just 1.5. No long-term safety issues were noted, validating the therapy's durability and safety. J&J's dual-targeting CAR T-cell therapy has achieved an 80% complete response rate in large B-cell lymphoma patients with only 1 prior treatment. In heavily pretreated patients, overall and complete response rates were 92% and 75%, respectively. The therapy also demonstrated a mild safety profile with no severe CRS. KeyMed Biosciences has published in the New England Journal of Medicine that its CM336 therapy induced remission in 2 patients with refractory autoimmune hemolytic anemia. There were no cases of CRS, neurotoxicity, or infections, suggesting a potential new therapeutic class. AbelZeta's CCAR-039, a dual CD19 and CD20 targeting CAR T therapy, showed an 85% complete response rate in relapsed or refractory B-cell non-Hodgkin lymphoma. 66.7% of patients achieved 4-year overall survival. The approach aims to reduce antigen escape and demonstrated strong durability and safety. Breyanzi, BMS's CAR T therapy, produced a 95.5% overall response rate and a 62.1% complete response rate in marginal zone lymphoma. 2-year progression-free and overall survival were 85.7% and 90.4%, respectively. Severe CRS and neurotoxicity were rare. Lyell Immunopharma's LYL314 showed an 88% overall and 72% complete response rate in third-line or later large B-cell lymphoma. Of those who achieved complete response, 71% maintained it for 6 months or longer. The therapy was well tolerated and administered in outpatient settings. Results from the ACCESS trial confirm that mismatched stem cell donors can be effective. 1-year overall survival was 83.8% for myeloablative conditioning and 78.6% for reduced intensity or non-myeloablative regimens. Low rates of severe graft versus host disease were observed, even in cases with fewer than 7 out of 8 HLA matches. These findings could broaden access to transplant for underrepresented populations. GenSight Biologics is moving forward with its Lumevoq gene therapy in France, following an agreement with ANSM for early access. A dose-ranging study will be completed in Q3, and the ACCESS program is expected to open in Q4. Global Phase 3 trial preparations are underway. Ocugen has launched its Phase 2-3 trial for OQ4-1OST, a gene therapy targeting ABCA4-related Stargardt disease. Data from Phase 1 showed visual improvements and slowed lesion growth at 12 months. The pivotal trial will enroll 51 patients. Finally, Eli Lilly has acquired Verve Therapeutics for $1.3 billion, with an additional $3 per share in potential contingent value rights. Verve's pipeline focuses on in vivo gene editing of PCSK9 and lipoprotein a to enable one-time treatments for cardiovascular disease. This acquisition marks a strategic shift towards single-dose therapies in heart care. Stay ahead in cell and gene therapy research. Like, share, and subscribe for weekly updates. Visit lqventures.com or email us at info@lqventures.com for expert healthcare consulting. See you next time.